Hey viewers, hey subscribers, and welcome back to my channel, All Things Aquarian, you guys. And so I'm here this morning to do readings. I told y'all I was working on being consistent. So here we are. I might have to run downstairs and grab my iPad because I need to be able to see messages when they come through. And hang on, y'all. Also, I just want to remind everybody really quickly, if you're coming into the live stream, please do me that huge favor, y'all. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Please and thank you. Please thumbs up the live stream, you guys. And if you're wanting a reading, please drop a heart, a pink heart down in the chat, okay? That's the way to get it. That's the way to get it. And please be patient with me while I'm pulling cards for somebody because it's not easy. It's not an easy process. So when I pull cards, right, whenever I'm pulling cards for somebody, let me move this around a little bit. I'm trying to, if the light on here, I don't know where the charger is to this. This is a tripod and it has like a little like rectangular light. Somebody got me this device off a TikTok shop. And I don't know where the USB thing is to charge it. And it's so small anyway. So I need to get another extension cord. One of the ones that have multiple things in it. But I don't even know where the charger is. So I use my studio lights for lighting. But hey y'all, hey, happy Saturday y'all. I'm here. Make sure all my cards are turned the right way. Because I don't want to... I want to start upside down. Good morning and welcome to the channel. If you're new, please feel free to drop a message in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from, you guys. If you'd like a free reading, please drop a pink heart down in the chat and we'll get right started. These will be fun to use. Hey Bianca, welcome to my channel. How are you? Happy Saturday, you guys. Y'all, I created these decks like 2 years ago. 3 years ago. Might have been like 3 years ago. Hey from Indiana, Emily. Thank you. Appreciate that. Also, you guys, please thumbs up the live stream, you guys. Also, anyone who would like a question, to ask a question, you guys, you can donate in the chat. The little $ icon, there is super chat in there. There's super chat in there. You guys can donate via Cash App or PayPal as well. So whatever you choose to send is perfectly fine. Donations do get bumped to the top of the list. Absolutely not, Emily. Absolutely not. I am not. I'm a believer, but I don't claim Christianity. I don't do that. Oh, I said hi, Emily. I was saying hi to everybody who was hopping in the chat. Yeah, I definitely believe in prayer. I believe in a divine source, but I'm not a Christian now. For context, I was raised in a cult for 20 years of my life, so been there, done that whole religious thing, and I've been deconstructing for the past 10 years of my life. So no. Thank you. Appreciate that. The funny part is my fiance, he's Baptist. He was raised Baptist or something like that. But yeah, no, I'm not a religious person like that. I don't go to church. No, and I respect people who do. It's no disrespect to anyone who does, because, you know, everybody is entitled to, everyone is entitled to their belief system, what works for them. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I understand, like, if someone says, God bless you, I'm not offended by it. If somebody tells me, you know, they're wishing me well, I'm not offended by it at all. I just know for me, in my experience, church it wasn't, you know, religion was not a good experience for me. And I see how it has affected so many other people, and so many other organizations and people out there are starting to speak out about all the things that happen in these organizations. And so I just choose not to engage. I choose not to engage. Thank you, Bianca. If you're wanting to ask a question, you guys, you can feel free to drop a pink heart down in the chat. Appreciate you guys. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I don't subscribe to any of it. And if you look at it, there's so many different denominations. So you have Christian, you have Islam, you have Buddhist, you have so many different religions out there. And I feel like the common denominator is knowing that there is like a divine source, right? And living your life in a way that reflects some type of standards or morals, right? How you treat people in general, like how you treat people the way you want to be treated, right? That's just my personal opinion, right? To each their own. Everybody does whatever they want, but for me personally, that's the common denominator. I also don't feel like I should have to go to a building certain amounts of times a year just to be seen by God, or be acknowledged by him. I shouldn't have to travel. I shouldn't have to quit my job. I shouldn't have to give all of 10% of my income every single time I'm paid. Like, what? And the pastor's living a great life. He's fine. He's successful. And I'm over here struggling. There's certain things with the church I just don't agree with, and I'm not going to do it. So, it's a no, honey. But I respect everybody's beliefs. Like, if somebody's like, oh, you know, I'm Catholic, that's fine. You know what I mean? You believe in the Mother Mary. You believe in, don't get me lying. I think if you are Catholic, they believe in, what do the Catholics believe in, y'all? I think saints. Yes, the saints. Like they have Saint Peter, and they have Saint Luke, and they have I don't want to get them wrong, but I know they pray to like the mother, right? They pray to the mother, and they petition the saints for different things. Like they have I see it, the prayers on candles. Saint Expedite, he's one of them. There's so many different ones, but in Catholicism, it's very different. They have communion in Catholicism. Like, so there's so many different, like, that's fine. Did my nose piercing hurt? Yes, it did. It did hurt. I got it done, but here's the thing. I've had this since I was 17. I'm 38. So it's been in here a long time. Hey, Aisha. Good morning to everybody hopping into the live stream. Yeah, so I totally respect everybody who has their religious beliefs. You know, you say you're Episcopalian, or you say you're Southern Baptist, baby, whatever works for you, you know. I do hold some of the spiritual teachings that I was raised with very dear to me. Like, I still read my Bible, I still pray and things of that nature, but I don't claim, if that makes sense, I don't claim myself to a specific organization. Like, I'm not going to go and tithe at the Church of Latter-day Saints. I'm not going to go do it. You won't see me there. I won't be attending service. Funny thing is, I was taking a walk last Sunday, getting my steps in, and this lady sees me. I'm like walking down the sidewalk. Thank you, Aisha Love. And she sees me, and I didn't know, because the building, if you didn't know any better, you would think it was like a bank. And so she sees me. It used to be a bank, actually. It used to be a U.S. bank. And because I used to go over there. I banked with them. And so I walked down there. It was like, it's downtown. And she sees me, and she peeps her head at the door, and she's like, oh, are you looking for church? And I'm like, no, ma'am. And I just kept on minding my business and kept on walking, going on down. But it's literally like churches on every corner. That should be a red flag. That should be a red flag. I'm sorry, but it should be a red flag. Like, everywhere you go, there's a church here, there's a church there, there's a church here, there's a church there. Why are there so many churches, but then why are there so many killings? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, because the math is not mathing. In literally less than 48 hours, we've had over, what, 5 people unalived? That's at minimum, at 5. I think it's more than that. But within the last 48 hours, there's been at least 5 people. So there were 3 children that were just unalived in a school shooting in Colorado. Thank you, Emily, that were just unalived in a school shooting in Colorado. If I was a parent, this is just my personal opinion, I would not have my children in a public school, if at all possible. If at all possible, I would pull my kids out of public school. That's just me. But also, I was homeschooled from the time I was like 12 years old all the way up. So I didn't have a high school experience. I didn't go to prom. None of that. I didn't miss out. I don't feel bad about it at all. I'm actually very grateful I did not go. I didn't have a lot of the high school drama that a lot of the girls go through, all that catty fighting over boys and all that BS. I didn't have to go through any of that. So I'm really grateful that I didn't. But now it's to the point where schools are literally a danger zone. It's a walking danger zone. Like anytime your child has to walk into a school and they have to be pat down and there's metal detectors, there's a problem in our society that's not being addressed. It's not being addressed. And this is happening day after day after day after day. And sometimes they don't even report it because it happens literally every day. So something needs to be done about it. Something's got to be done. And now you're also seeing all these instances of people who have mental illness out here committing horrible and heinous acts and crimes against other innocent people and bystanders. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. So it's like, at this point, I feel like a lot of people are on edge because you're not safe. You're literally unsafe. You're literally unsafe. So if you're going out in public, whether you're going shopping, going to the grocery store, wherever you're at, keep your eyes and ears open and off your phone. Pay attention to what's around you. Because at this point, nothing is safe. Nothing is off limits. Especially if you have kids. But hell, even as a single person by yourself, you can be attacked. So pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on around you. To everybody who's new and coming into the chat, welcome to my channel, you guys, All Things Aquarian, where we talk about everything pretty much. Politics, religion, spirituality, tarot. We talk about all of it. So I do read tarot. I sling cards. So if that's of an interest to you and you like to have a reading, feel free to drop a heart down in that chat box. Drop the heart in the chat, you guys. If you're just coming in, feel free to subscribe and thumbs up the live stream. All right. Oh, Aisha, did you get a chance to think about what questions for current events? But also I was just talking to a friend of mine and we were talking about astrology, right? I don't know if y'all are familiar with astrology and like how the planets, when they're in a certain transit, how it affects the collective, right? The moon placement, the sun placement, and other planet placements, it all affects the collective. So recently we just had a blood moon a few days ago, right? And a blood moon, it's very symbolic of a lot of things, okay? So one of the major transits we just had was a Mars placement being moved. Mars is being moved. And we had a blood moon. And Pluto is in Aquarius, which means radical change. And then you have prominent figures passing and so much stuff going on, y'all. So much stuff going on. So if you're not into astrology, it's something you might want to look into. Yes. Okay. If you can send them to me in a message, I will do a reading later, a video reading, and record it and upload it here to YouTube so I can ask the questions. There's a lot going on. My heart goes out to the wife and the children of Charlie Kirk. My heart goes out to them specifically. Because no matter what somebody's political beliefs are, nobody deserves to be unalived. Let's start there, okay? I don't condone violence, but here's the situation. there has been, like I just said at the start of this live stream, there has been so many unalivings within the past 48 hours. Something is going on, right? Something is going on. And I'm tired of hearing this thing that, oh, this person was mentally ill. This person was off his rocker. No, absolutely not. So we had that incident with Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace. Condolences to his family and people who were close to him. Then we have this incident of an Indian man being beheaded in Dallas at a hotel about, what was it, yesterday? The day before yesterday. He was literally beheaded in front of his son and his wife. And the man who did it, when the cops got there, he kicked the man's head across the street. Then he went over, picked it up. This is on video. You can see it uncut. He picked it up and put the man's head in the dumpster. When the police came on scene, the police was asking him what happened. All of this was because of a washing machine not working in the property. And this man worked there. This man worked there as maintenance, okay? Keep that in mind. Also, they were saying that he had prior convictions. He also is an illegal immigrant. Keep that in mind, okay? Hold that thought. So I feel like there's something going on with this administration, and I'm trying to connect the dots. So then there was, I don't know if you guys have heard of the unaliving of Dakara Thompson, a 19-year-old young Black lady from the DMV area who her parents were looking for her. She had went out to get gas or something one night. It was late at night, and which is very unsafe, by the way. So please don't try this at home. So she went out to get gas. She ended up meeting with some other man, getting into his car, going somewhere. Hours passed. This was like 1:30 in the morning. Shortly thereafter, a few days later, they found her body off somewhere in a field. Okay. Come to find out, the man who unalived her, his name is Hugo. Don't get me to lying about his last name because he's Mexican and I can't pronounce the last name. Hugo whatever. But he lived in a house with relatives. He also was an illegal immigrant. They're discussing deportation. They're also saying that he had a prior history of violence, abuse, and alcoholism. He had a DUI. He had just been arrested prior for a DUI. Then we have the situation. Hold on. It doesn't stop there. Then we had the situation, I think it was last week, with Irina Zarutska, young Ukrainian woman who was murdered on the train in North Carolina. Also, they're claiming that this man had 14 felony counts and the judge let him off. But his family said he has had a known history of mental illness, right? He got up on the train and unalived this young woman in the throat. Quick as you could ever think. She did not see it coming. She did not have time to react. She's sitting on the train minding her business. He's standing up behind her and he does this to her, right? These folks need to be dealt with. They need to be dealt with. All of these excuses, oh, this person was mentally ill. I'm tired of hearing it. I'm sick of hearing it because mental health never gives you the right to unalive someone. Now, going back to the Dakara Thompson story, this man who unalived her was also an illegal immigrant. I feel like in light of all of these things happening and then the assassination of Charlie Kirk, with all of these things happening, they're going to start getting very strict about certain things. So buckle up. Buckle up is all I'm going to say. Laws are going to be passed. Bills are going to be passed. Now they're going to start tightening things up because it's too much. It's too much. And I feel like all of these people who are just randomly unaliving people and then claiming mental illness, they need to be dealt with. Me being from Texas and spending a lot of my life in Texas, baby, one thing about Texas, we don't play. We do not play. Texas does not play when it comes to the death penalty. And I feel like if they brought back the death penalty, a lot of these people wouldn't be so quick to do the things that they're doing because they would be immediately held accountable. Like, I don't care if it's death by lethal injection. I don't care if it's the electric chair. I don't care if whatever it is. But I feel like if the death penalty was actually followed through for a lot of these crimes, it wouldn't be committed. It wouldn't be committed because a lot of them feel like, well, I don't have anything to lose, so I could just do whatever, and then I'll probably go to jail. now I get to sit comfortable in a prison. They're going to feed me. I can watch TV. I can still have certain luxuries. You know what I mean? Now this person is missing their child. This person is missing their husband. This person is, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm a firm believer in swift punishment. Swift punishment when it's due, when it's deserved. There's certain situations, immediately put them down. People who are out here harming children need to be put down. They need to be put down. There's no like, there's just no excuse. You know what I mean? There's no excuse. And having them sit in a prison to me is like a slap in the face for the victims and the surviving family of the victims, because it's like, you mean to tell me they did this and now they just get to sit in prison and live? That's the part that gets me. And live? Or he gets to get deported because he wasn't supposed to be over here anyway? No, we're not going out like that. We're not going out like that. I feel like a lot of these folks are getting off on stuff too easy. They're getting off on this stuff too easy. The things that I've seen in true crime and on the news has been wild. And then there's been this increase in parents hurting their children. There's been an extreme increase in parents hurting their children. And I don't know if this has anything to do with the economy, not being able to provide for the kids, not being able to take care of the kids. But my thing is, if you can't take care of them, give them to someone else who they would be in better hands with. That's my thing. That's always my thing. But I notice in all the stories, they want to keep bringing up the fact that a lot of the suspects and the perpetrators are illegal immigrants. They keep mentioning this. I don't feel like that's a coincidence either. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. For those of y'all who are just coming in to the chat, welcome you guys. Please subscribe to the channel. And please thumbs up the live stream. Does anybody have a question? Did y'all have a question y'all wanted me to pull cards on? Let me know. Drop a pink heart in the chat, you guys. If you have a question, drop a pink heart in the chat. And we're just gonna roll. I think I might start out today with some what was I gonna say? Like ancestral messages. Hang on a second, y'all. I haven't done that in a minute. Also, Aisha just brought up a really good point. So based on what I've seen from what has been reported in the news, which is always questionable, it looked like the possible suspect, I don't know if they got the guy, but it looked like the person they're looking for is a white male. Also, the rally that Charlie Kirk was speaking at was pretty much predominantly a white campus in Utah. Utah's population, if you look it up, is 98% white, Caucasian, not black. So please explain to me why HBCUs are on lockdown. Why are they receiving death threats? It's not making sense. It's not making sense. It's not making sense. Black people don't have nothing to do with the assassination of Charlie Kirk. As a matter of fact, black people probably, I didn't know until the other day, until yesterday, who he even was. Never even heard of the man. So I'm like, why are the HBCUs being threatened and attacked? And they have proof of the letters that were sent. It was racially, like it was hate crimes, like threats to the HBCUs. Like, but what I find is that history repeats itself, because this used to happen back in the day, back in Jim Crow, when things would happen, like if a young white girl would go missing and then they would find a body, right? Or whatever, a young white child would go missing and they would find the body, they would immediately start rounding up black men automatically. No proof, no nothing. They would immediately start going after black people and making these accusations that they had something to do with it. And they had nothing to do with it at all. There's no evidence of anything, but you automatically, then the crazy part about it is they would have a white person come forward and say, yeah, I did it. I did it. I'm bipolar. I'm schizophrenic. Yeah, I did it. So it's like, what is it? So history is just repeating itself. Yeah, me too, Aisha. I feel for the out of state students because, like, what are they supposed to do? They're evacuating. Why are they even being threatened in the first place? This is a white on white crime. And I said what I said and I meant it. This is a white on white crime. So why are black people being pulled into a white on white crime? Make it make sense. your sharpshooter, also the person who, Charlie Kirk, had to be somebody who was trained. Because if you saw the video, if you didn't see the video, you should go see it. The person who did it, hi Blanca, the person who did it, they were very precise in that shot. Immediately, he was out of here. Immediately. The person had to be either military personnel, definitely trained assassin, definitely trained, whoever did it. I'm just saying. Please keep the HBCUs out of white folks' business. They are not in it. They're not in it. They don't have nothing to do with it. But I'm really hoping and praying that there's some type of turnaround for this country, because right now it is a mess. It's a mess. And even the horrible crime, listen, you guys, my heart, when I saw the video, I could not believe what was happening to that Indian man in Dallas at that hotel. Him and his wife ran the hotel. This man, maintenance man, got upset about a broken washing machine. He left the premises and came back with a machete. So this man is taking off running because he sees him coming with the machete, right? As anybody would. Why are you chasing me down with a damn machete? So now he's taking off running to get back into his office, into the hotel. His wife and son comes out. They're screaming, no, leave him alone, trying to stop him. He's literally that man with the machete, okay? And to the point where he's completely, and it rolls over, okay? Horrible, horrible stuff is happening in this country. That's why I said what I said about the death penalty. And he walked off like this was just another regular day in the USA. He walked off like nothing happened, and he had it in his hand. He picked it up and threw it like it was nothing. And when the police got there, they cornered him off, and he told them why he did it and the fact that he did it. Now, could there be mental things going on? There could be, but it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. And if you can't function properly on this earth with other living people, why are you here? Why are you here? It gets to a point where, baby, you're unsafe for everyone. You're unsafe for yourself. You can't even be around anybody because you're a threat. It's not safe. No one's safe. So, you know, there's that. Also, one of the things that I've noticed is a lot of people quoting certain things that Charlie Kirk had said, some of his statements, some of his very racially motivated statements on social media. And so, being that I'm a spiritual person, right, and I do believe in manifestation and affirmations, you literally can manifest your own death. You can, because words hold power. And so when you speak certain things out into the universe, it's like a confirmation, which is why we don't say certain things. Like, you don't say negative things about your finances, because if you constantly say negative things about your finances or your employment status or your housing situation, you're going to live that situation. You don't want to bring that about. You don't want to bring that about. Because I've been seeing it. People saying, oh, well, he said this and he said that about guns. He said this and he said that about public executions and how he would love to see that. He said this and he said that about gun laws. So nobody can convince me that affirmations and manifestation is not a real thing. You can speak things into existence. And this has happened on several occasions. People have literally said certain things, and then next thing you know, they're no longer in the land of the living. So there's that. All right, Spirit, let's see. What cards do we have for the collective? We got this, and we have, this one fell out. So the first one we have is Mirror Guardian. This is a collective ancestral message. This says, take time to reflect. And I feel like this is a big message for the collective right now because of all this stuff that's going on. Medicine Mother, honor your inner knowing. Trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. And also, I'm going to go a step further and say, in trusting your intuition, you need to pay attention to it. A lot of times our intuition will let us know that something is off, someone is off, and we ignore it. We have to stop doing that. We have to stop doing that. We have to stop ignoring red flags. We have to stop ignoring things that are right in front of our face. That's like if somebody walks into a facility and you're sitting down, right? And they come in there and they're, achoo! What are you going to assume? That they're sick, right? They're sick. Apparently this person is not feeling well, right? Their eyes are all watery. They're sneezing, they're coughing. Something is going on in the body, right? There are signs something is going on in the body. Same thing if somebody comes and they come in and they rush and you're talking to them, they're not even giving you eye contact, and they're like, I need 20 on pump 5, and they're in a hurry and they're real antsy. Something is off, right? You have to use your spidey senses. I call them my spidey senses, to be like, something is off. You ran to this gas station awfully quick, and now all of a sudden you need 20 on pump 5. Who are you running from? Who are you running from? And the person looks disheveled. It looks like there's something red on them. Could be blood. Could it be blood? Could it be? There's scratches all over their hand, all over their face. Did you just fight somebody and did you flee the scene? You see what I'm saying? See how my mind is already putting together what I'm seeing. I'm picking up what they're putting down. You see what I'm saying? So we have to really learn how to process information, whether it's given to you in a verbal form or you're actually seeing something that's going on that's out of the ordinary. Like, okay, something don't feel right. Something don't feel right. Something don't feel right at all. And if you get an uneasy feeling, have you ever had an uneasy feeling about a person or a situation and something said, just keep an eye on them. Just keep an eye on them. And sure enough, something crazy went down. Keep an eye on the person. Or something happened in that area of town because something said, don't go over there. Don't go over there. Be careful about going over there. Don't go that way. And something happened. You got to be alert. You just have to be. And I feel like people who really get a good practice in this are people who live in big cities like New York, LA, Chicago, Atlanta. People who live in big cities, they get to experience this firsthand. So a lot of people will assume, like New Yorkers, for example, people will say, oh, New Yorkers are so crude. They're so aggressive. But really, New Yorkers are very smart people. New Yorkers are very aware. They're on high alert 24/7, which is not good for your nervous system at all. They live in anxiety, which is why a lot of them are smokers and drinkers. But the thing is, because so much crazy stuff happens, like in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, in Manhattan, so much stuff happens in New York that you have to be on alert. If you're taking a train, a public train or public transit, public transportation, period, you have to be aware. You have children, you have homeless people, you have people who are mentally ill. All of these people, you have rapists, you have unalivers, you have all these people who are just getting out of prison, getting onto public transportation. What do you think can happen? What do you think could happen at the drop of a dime? What do you think could happen? So you literally have to be, even walking down the street in between buildings, you have to be alert. You have to be aware of what's going on. And that's important. That's very important. That's one of the things I've had to learn coming from a small town, a small country place. I live in a very small rural area. So the city is not big. It's not even a city. It's small where I live. All the towns where I live are very small. They're out in the country. If you go out, you'll see cornfields. You'll see bean fields. You'll see wheat. Hell, you'll see cows and horses before you see people. You'll see barns, but you're not finna see high-rise buildings and a bridge and all this. Like, no, you won't see that. And so being from a very small place, people know each other. They know each other, and people let their kids out in the yard because it's so spacious. They let them out freely to run around. It's different. It's different from the city because people are more free in the country. It's different. If you know, you know what I'm saying. But it teaches you when you do visit the city and you do visit bigger areas, you're like, these people they don't seem friendly. But it's not that they're not friendly. They're filling you out. They're filling you out to make sure you're not about to do something crazy because they're used to seeing outrageous things. Anywho, y'all. So the first two cards I got were Mirror Guardian, Time to Reflect. That was one. Let me see, what was the other one? Y'all not dropping no questions today. I'm gonna hop out of here. Direction Guardian, Guardian Angel. Spirit said, take time to focus and reflect on your strengths and challenges and how far you've come. Recognize your gifts, okay? Recognize your gifts. And then the second one was Medicine Mother. So let's look at that. Hold on. Also, the Mirror Guardian, angels accept you just the way you are. Even when you're going through a challenging time, they still hold you in high esteem. So your ancestors and spirit guides hold you in high esteem. Guardian, a female angel looking into the mirror of life, invites you to witness your spiritual strength and beauty, to see yourself as the angels do. The mirror represents the fact that your core beliefs and ideas are in fact what is reflected back to you by your world. Your life is one big mirror of how you feel within, and the Mirror Guardian helps you recognize that. When this card appears, you're being invited to take some time to see where you are right now, okay? The extended message for this card says, you're a beautiful being who has surmounted so many challenges and expanded in so many ways. Your angels are now guiding you to take inventory of your life, to take the time to know all of your recent experiences, right? Offer yourself approval where it's due, and know that when you give yourself credit, others will be able to do the same. So there's that one. And then we have Medicine Mother. Take action. Spirit said, take action, do what you need to do. There's an old pattern rising up in you now, and it's time to deal with it and release it for good. You're being encouraged to love and respect yourself enough to take the steps you know you need to take to move closer to where you like to be. And I love this because it's like, don't talk about it, be about it. Do the thing. If you have to move in silence, move in silence. You don't owe everybody an explanation. You're grown. Do what you need to do. If you're not on social media posting and you're not chatting it up in the chats with everybody because you're focused on remodeling your home, or you're focused on building your credit score, or you're focused on getting that overtime in, or starting your business so that you have an extra stream of income, it's okay. They will be fine. That people know how to reach you. If they want to talk to you or they need you, they know how to reach you. But don't ever feel bad about investing in yourself and putting yourself first. Spirit says, you already know the answers. You know what you need to do. You may have been using delaying tactics, procrastinating, or holding back, but now you're being guided to take action. Spirit said you need to take action. If you're in a situation that you don't like, Spirit said, you know what you need to do, so do it. Take the steps to get it done. Stop making excuses. Stop procrastinating. Stop blaming other people. Take accountability and do what you need to do. It says, but now you're being guided to take action. Action requires courage. Nobody said it was going to be easy. Do you need to relocate? Do you need to go to another state? Do you need to transfer to a different job or a different school? Nobody ever said that that process was going to be easy. Taking action takes courage. Standing up for yourself takes courage. Speaking up on your own behalf takes courage. You have to do what needs to be done. it says, take one step. Take one step first. When you do, the next step will be presented to you. You may not have all the details figured out. You may not have all the answers, but you got to start somewhere, okay? Those are the ancestral messages for today. Did anybody have a question for me? Because if not, I'm going to hop out of here. If not, I'm going to hop on out of here. Y'all let me know. I'm going to give everybody just another minute or so, and I'm going to close out this live stream. All right, y'all. Well, I don't see any more questions in the chat, so I'm going to hop out of here. Hopefully, I'll be live again tomorrow. We'll see how I feel about it. Love y'all, and peace out.